This week's episode of the Deck Your Nose podcast is brought to you by the world's most expensive hangover. I was at a luxury spa resort last night. I won't name it, but it rhymes with Smash Morm. And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I can shit whenever I want. Every fart's an adventure. I'm fucking dying. Play the fucking intro. Yeah, what's up, motherfucker? Am I right? Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? I can't hear it, I don't know. Right. I don't even care when I'm dying. You're all very welcome back to another episode of the Deck Your Nose podcast with me, Mickey Bartlett, aka Deckcher, and my compadre, Yums, aka Connor Keys. Obviously, last week you had Mark McCartney in.
We had Mark McCartney.
I haven't listened to it yet. I've heard great feedback about it. Something about pints, and I'm fucking disgusted. Was there pints involved? Did you have pints? Or am I good news?
So, who told you that?
I just seen it. I just seen there was talk of pints.
All right. Well,
you had pints in the podcast for the first time. Now, not an agony hour where there's fucking nutcases phoning in.
Yeah,
I leave the house for 1 week.
I know.
The fucking Wayans are having a party. Place is a
Daddy's away. We had an empty. Like,
the
you know what I
place
mean?
is a tip. Sir, the fucking goldfish is dead. I knew that something was up. I could feel.
It was the first draft pints we had. Yeah, there were. It was a hot
What kind of pint you have?
Tenants.
Ah, fuck, I don't care.
They were. It was roasting hot.
Uh-huh.
And the condensation was dripping to the side, and they were free. Free pints.
That was last Tuesday. I wouldn't worry about that. Tried a line full of fucking. A nose full of Colombian personnel. I didn't.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So yes, I did. I actually felt like I was cheating. I actually felt.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's next? You're going to bring your whore mullen up here? Spread his wee fucking slut legs, my good red sofa. Oh, I'll give you the best of the best, daddy.
Well, that could be done.
Come on, we'll talk about Godfather Part 2. You're fucking ashamed of yourself. Yeah, her.
I did feel so bad. Oh, if it had been anything else, if we had had food, if we had
I like food
water,
too.
or whatever, I know, but pints. Just, I did feel so dirty. I felt, oh my god, I shouldn't be doing this.
Here for a sunny day, there's nothing
But
better.
it was the nicest pint I've had in a while, and I have to say. To
Just
the point
the
where
one?
me and McCartney, just the one, we looked at each other and went, could we stay on for a while?
Aye.
McCartney's like, so it didn't happen, because I definitely wouldn't have done that now.
Aye.
The first ripping fitting is going to be with you, like, when I have
That's good, thank you.
to. Yes, yeah.
But bloody time, I got a bit of respect around here. The Bartlett name is Mud. It's been Mud for too long.
Armchair was here, yeah. So Armchair and Yums, it was a lot quite more mellowed.
Aye. Somebody messaged me going, fuck, they haven't stopped talking about tractors. Paddy Nash messaged me, he was like, fucking...
Riding lanes, McCartney was talking about.
What's a riding lane? Oh, as in, like, you would go for a bit of the old dogging?
Bit of riding, aye.
Aye.
I don't know dogging.
Not dogging as such, but it would just be a known spot for...
Aye, for dogging. But I've...
Are they much like public toilets, though, that you go, fuck, there's somebody in that one?
Well, this is the thing. So we talked
You
about
have
last
to
week
back
about McCartney. I would have frequented one many a year ago.
Would you?
I would. We talked about it last week because...
Just on your own, like?
Well, he was shocked too, going, Tiny, because Tinies don't use. But I was the girl was culty, so she knew.
Aye.
Unfortunately, but I told him because was it a dead end? I said I think it was. But I went on Google Maps to find it again.
Do you mean the lane or the relationship?
The lane? No, you couldn't find that in Google Maps. Maybe in Pornhub, but. I looked. It's actually not. He was right. It's not a dead end. So if McCartney, if you're listening, it wasn't a dead end. There was an exit route. It wasn't just
Was
my
it a through
route.
lane?
It was a through lane.
Aye.
But he did the video. I think somewhere riding lanes. He's some video and.
Oh, why? Yeah.
So that's where the conversation. I think the question came in last week from
See,
a patron.
it's very strange. I don't know any riding lanes round my way.
You see, I think if you're a townie, you don't.
But I mean, we'd be in a culty.
But you're a townie, like you're still from the town. The same as me. You're from
I'm
the
a
town.
working class
You weren't-
culty, just like you. You know what I mean?
You're what?
I'm a working class culty, surrounded by fields and shit.
You may be a culty.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't start this work.
Surrounded by fields. Obviously, they're all ours. Do you know what I mean? Stand on the porch with an iced tea. You boy, come over here and shave me.
We had
That's what it was like growing up. Just normal working class lurking stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I had the pleasure.
Mother
of
be making a pecan pie and letting it cool on the
pecan pie.
on the sill. Daddy be whipping somebody. The usual stuff. Do you know what I mean? My sister be getting betrothed an oil tycoon.
Fucking Lucille's out washing the car. Did you ever see that?
No,
Cool hand look.
I've never seen that. What's a car? We working class.
I had the pleasure of doing a warm up for Roy Walker last week, and
How fucking good is Roy Walker still?
mate? He did an hour and 10 minutes.
How old is he now?
80 years of age.
80?
80. An hour and 10 solid. Like,
Aye.
unbelievable. Like, but
I like his beard as well. He's fucking.
he looks fucking younger now than he did on his TV.
There was a photo when we did Monumental, which I should stop talking about because it was a decade ago. But there was a photo of Roy Walker when he was in the army, holding a bear.
Of course he was.
Right, on a rope. And he's no top on. And you're like, say what you see.
Absolutely.
Hunk.
He's doing the cruises. He's
Slaying puss on the boats on the high seas.
He said his wife passed away a number of years ago.
Oh,
and so
sorry. Sorry about that.
I had to start with that line just after you done that.
Definitely slaying puss.
And he was like, I go there now and somebody makes me bed and somebody cooks me dinner and then pays me to do stand up at night time. And I was like, that sounds like the fucking dream. Actually, it does sound
he
brilliant.
must be still fucking minted. I remember there was one of the big talks, and it's public knowledge. This isn't like a fucking behind the scenes thing. Mm-hmm. When he first did Catchphrase, he did it for less money than it was less than the going rate. But in his contract, every season of Catchphrase, his salary had to double.
Right.
So by the time for however many years he did it, he must have been on fuck
Serious
you money.
Yeah.
Which is why he eventually did, because he never quit Catchphrase. They just did it with a different host.
Yeah.
And they got rid of him because they were like, we can't afford to keep
Couldn't
him.
afford to keep him. He lives outside Blackpool, he was saying. Just that's where he's at the moment. So he just flew in for the one gig. But so he was talking about, he had done work with Josh Whittingham and the boys from the last leg. And he's like, I know, it's very strange because these guys went to university. And he's coming from that thing, as is Roy, I'm fucking surrounded by them. I know all about it. These middle class hoers.
Hey.
But
It was just a working class dream, you know.
But he was saying that that's the difference in the working men's clubs.
Aye.
The comedians were all like working men.
Yeah.
I think who tried their, like Billy Connolly, obviously with those dockyards and stuff. But nowadays, obviously, the more it's the vast majority are the university type.
Aye.
Middle class ones.
Roy, we gigged with him. I've gigged with him a couple of times. Remember me and Geddes gigging with him in Edinburgh, and it was all young people turned up, and we were like, "This old cunt's gonna eat shit here," and we both did all right. He fucking murdered it, like standing ovation from students, and it was because he was saying at that time it was. Do you remember when Chris Moyle used to have car park catchphrase on Radio 1?
Yeah,
and it gave him a whole new audience.
Okay, right, brilliant.
So there was a couple of gags in it where I was like, "Oh, that's like a bit of a bar joke, bit of an old fucking."
I was just going to say to you, right? I was watching from the wings and watching and going, that's an old pub joke, or and then I thought, but you've been in this game that long, it probably is your joke.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? But those guys would have always told the same jokes.
Shared material.
Do you know what I mean? Shared material. Because did he do the joke about the Japanese admiral?
I don't know.
It's one I've heard a load of that generation tell. And it's like, we were so poor growing up. We had my mother had to get us clothes out of the army surplus store. And he goes, there's no fun going to school dressed as a Japanese admiral. But there was a story I remember hearing. I think it was Roy Walker, Frank Carson, and Stan Boardman.
Right.
Do you remember him, the Scouse guy? Mm-hmm. And they're in a bar in Belfast, and they were all just cracking jokes and telling stories. And who the fuck was it told me? It was my dad told me, but I don't know who told him. But he said your man Stan Boardman was crawling along the floor laughing. And you don't get that anymore.
No,
do you know what I mean?
you don't get it,
we're all just going, who books that?
Yeah, you'll see.
Tell you who's a cunt.
You'll see you rolling on the floor laughing, written on fucking thing. That's it. You'll never actually see it.
I said the funniest thing I've ever said in my life in Edinburgh. Right? So we're in the flat having a drink. This is out of chronological order. We'll go into the order of...
Yeah, we'll come back to them. Yeah.
So, Geddes has one of those LED bars, much like the wee boys are, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, fucking set there something that we'll use that to make it a nicer drinking experience, right? Geddes, right? Oh, so he's flicking about with this fucking LED bar, and he couldn't get it working. And at one point, it just started flashing like red and blue, right? And he's fucking really angry trying to get it working. And I looked at my cat and went, that's the last thing George Floyd ever seen. And you feel guilty laughing at yourself, but I was like, thought McCann was going to have a conniption. Sir! Sir! You had to be there, but I mean, it was a good one. Because Geddes was all bald and angry and white, you see.
No, I've gone marked down where that
What do you call him? Derek chevron.
Chauvin. Yeah, he was shoving it.
But anyway,
Holy
what was
fuck!
in there
We might have to maybe cut that out.
You can keep that one in. Sure, I'm only talking about a thing I said. It's nothing against. God rest him. Black Lives Matter. Fuck Derek Chauvin. Hope he dies in jail. Is he out yet? Probably is.
Probably is.
You know, America.
All these white nationalists. You ever see this new thing now that they're pushing the whole thing in America and in England of white nationalists, and I'm going, I'm a white nationalist.
All right.
Are you not? No.
Keys.
What are you?
You're
a unionist?
I'm just an Anthony, man.
Are you unionist or
I'm
nationalist?
just fucking floating through the
Are you
the cosmos.
unionist or nationalist, Mickey?
Oh, neither. I don't give a fuck. One of them's going to be in charge of us, and
Aye.
I'm a socialist.
You're a what?
I'm a people person.
You fuck up, you fuck.
I wouldn't be either one of them. Realistically, like I think I'd probably be closer to a unionist than a nationalist because
Would
I think,
you?
yeah, I think the South. I've just heard too much about how blatantly corrupt they are. That I think
every
the
country's
romantic
country's
idea of
corrupt.
but the romantic idea of joining.
Oh, I don't think there's any romanticism in it.
Yeah, but I think that was the only time that I've ever maybe gone, oh, that'll be great. Is to be all, oh, just to be skipping through the fields of Tipperary. But
No, I would class myself a nationalist just because of, it'd be shit for us because of the changeover from all that. But I mean, ultimately in generations' time,
having to use the punt.
it would just be Ireland. There'd be Protestant, Irish people, there'd be Protestant, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very into free medicine.
You're very into the fence. You just go where the one takes you. Whichever side's fucking seems to be winning, you'll go with them ones.
Pretty much, my Man United. Yeah, my Man United.
So you're a socialist?
Do you know what I mean?
Don't talk about Man United.
They get a hammer initiative there.
Saturday, I'm still so.
Aye. What was the score?
4-0, Mick.
Who are they playing?
Do you hear that laughs?
Who
Do
they
you hear the
playing?
wee Brentford?
Even I know that shit. Who's Brentford? That's not a five-a-side team.
Right. Anyway, so
4-0. Fuck, I should have sold that top years ago.
how was the Fringe?
I couldn't tell you. I was pissed the entire time. There was
What's the crack with it now? Because this is the first year back since
first proper year back. Yeah.
And did you notice a increase, decrease in the amount of people plus / shows?
Interesting. What seems to have happened, and I was talking to my good friend Dean from Get Comedy about this. So basically, he reckons that it's so expensive to go, even for tourists. Accommodations fucking to the roof. So what's happening is there's people are going for 3 or 4 days at a time, but they're seeing everything.
Right.
So the shows are all packed. Shows are all pretty busy. But it doesn't look as busy on the street.
Right, okay.
So that's what he reckons is what would have happened before was people go for a week. Maybe the first day or two, they're seeing loads of shows and then they start to get tired and it peters off.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems now that they're all fucking rammed. Plus, I was there Monday to Thursday, which is the worst time to be there. So I got to see the lads fucking play at packed out rooms for 3 days over the weekend. And we were doing half-filled rooms Monday to Thursday.
Aye.
But and again, it was weird. I actually felt guilty coming home. Because two things. One, I was there for 4 days, felt like I'd done a month. I was fucking, me and McCann were looking, going, how have we done this for 30 fucking days several times?
Yeah.
But then I felt really guilty for I wasn't flying. I was just turning up and doing 20 minutes, doing spots around town, no pressure at all.
Maybe, but
And yeah, no, weirdly it was like, fuck, I actually I wish I had a stake in it, because you don't come home feeling any better after a wee 4 day run. At least with the 30 days. It's exhausting, but you're fucking
but at
bulletproof,
least
your show's better, you're fucking...
It's better than sitting at home fucking watching. You cunts fucking doing it.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. Like, I was watching everybody having a laugh, and I'm like, oh, I fucking missed that. But then, again, so, I got there on Monday morning. I woke up at 5, flew over to Edinburgh, got to the apartment we were staying in about 11 o'clock. We all did a podcast, started drinking at 11:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, we might as well just keep this going all day.
Sure, that would sound like a recipe for success.
Totally. So, finished the show at 4. A couple of my mates are in the show, and then all of a sudden it was, fuck, I'm getting all these messages. Are you in fucking Edinburgh? So it's all my Fringe pals that I haven't seen for 3 years because of COVID. So then I just fucking completely slide off, and
You're gone.
yeah, I was like, oh, I'm way up here with this, fucking going over here. Yeah, I came back at, I don't know, it might have been 9. I don't even know what time I came back at in the
The
morning.
next morning.
Fucking steaming. Just obliterated, couldn't even talk. I mean,
Yeah, well, as you say, that's nearly 24 hours. So
but you'd been awake for a day,
yeah, that's gonna do it. Yeah,
and then had to go and do the Best of Irish show that night. That bunch of pensioners and just trembling.
How
Like-
was that show, for instance? Best of Irish is normally just a stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Best of Irish is usually
See,
pretty
it's-
high quality. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like-
Well, what's strange about it now is that it used to be if you're MCing, you would do 2 10s. Now it's 2 5s.
right?
So you're doing fuck all, right? 5 minutes isn't enough time to do crowd work. It's not enough time to really set it up. You have to keep it tight because there's another show coming in after you, all that sort of stuff. So that day I was doing 2 5-minute sets. It's not enough time to get them.
No.
So I came walking off and I was like, am I shite at this? Or is that a crap crowd? And as I was saying that, the first act on the applause break, I was like, oh, it's me. Definitely me today. Like, but it seemed to be the thing where every MC was just like, this is a fucking nightmare. And then I did a closing set a couple of days later and it was great again. But I have a running joke for that show because they've moved it now. It's in the cellar of Masonic Lodge.
For fuck's sake.
And the joke is fucking Best of Irish show, and they have us in the pit of an orange hall, like. And it always worked, and no one got it. Do you know? Like, I'm also dying because
Why nobody? What do you mean? Nobody in the audience got it?
I don't know. It might have just been I might have worded it wrong, and I hadn't got enough fucking momentum under me.
Or they don't
With 4
realize
days.
there's a link between the two.
You know what it is when at the Fringe as well. You come from doing comedy after 8:30 at night, where everybody's there specifically to see one show.
Yeah.
Or even we're getting a wee bit lazy from the boom here, where kind of people know you. Going to the Fringe, you're gigging at 3 in the afternoon, or
Aye.
you forget, like
It's a
certain things that won't land in the afternoon. Certain things that like
Yep.
where I would normally get a big laugh, gets a fucking. You know,
I got a baptism of fire that one time I did it with the dailies thing. It was 1:45
aye.
and every day. And my God,
Aye, it
within the
scares you, like-
space of 3 days, because I was MC for 3. By the third show, I was like, I had a whole different. I had
Aye.
none of the stuff I'd used
Yeah,
on day
yeah.
one, because I realized, as you say, that whole, and that was nobody over here even knew me.
Aye.
But at that stage, I was like, fuck, you definitely need to be trusted
Yeah.
to get away with some of the stuff. You know, you need to
As
know
well
your
as that,
voice.
I'd never been in Edinburgh when it was that warm, like 30-degree heat.
I know. I was thinking about just thinking, and them
tell you.
fucking hills, man, would have killed you.
Not even that. See those rooms you're doing gigs in, like
And the
those
rooms.
cellars.
Oh, aye.
The smell is shite in those fucking places.
right?
Where we were gigging, right, in the Hive. So the Hive's open to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, but the hive is well named.
What disgusting. Like, probably opens again at 10 for
Mm-hmm.
the shows to start. So there's maybe a 4-hour window where they can clean that place. So they just don't.
And they don't.
There was a point where I was going, there's different smells in, like, so there's one bit smells like fucking actual human feces.
Mm-hmm.
Then another bit you go, that smells like what I imagine a ghost smells like. Do you know what I mean? That smells like a comedian's already died in here.
It just smells of death.
Yeah, like where we were standing, so there's the bar, and there's like a wee no, it's all wee archways and tunnels and shit like that. To go on stage, there's a mic lead just in a fucking thing. It's water, but I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. If it's coming from a toilet or so, there'd be a moment as you're going on stage where you're like, "Please, what was this Mickey Bar?" And you go, "Yeah, hey," right? And it was solid walls of smell. Do you know where like you could go over it,
Right.
and it wouldn't be there, and you could go on it, but there'd be a block about that, or it just stank. But it would stop there. Do you know what I mean? It would be an actual fucking a cuboid of bad vibe.
That's where all comedians' death just goes into one cuboid.
It just gets plaguey, and then you forget like how like I'm convinced the reason I got over COVID so easily is because I've done a bunch of fringes and my immune system's
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
indestructible. Because
I went in the hive one night and lost half my shoe. I was like, what the no,
was just
I've
stuck to the
been on
floor, like-
sticky floors, but that is the worst I've
Man.
ever felt, man.
I because I was drinking a gin and tonic before we went on, and I was getting to the bottom of it and I looked in the glass and went, there's stuff in that,
Ah, that's fucking right.
and it wasn't just dirt. It was like you're like there's shit. It looked like somebody was eating Wotsits,
Oh.
rotten like, and that's the whole city.
Yeah.
During that festival, it's the whole fucking place. Like
Mad.
the amount of places you walk past and you just get this whiff of pish. You're like,
And
Jesus
when you
Christ.
say out in the street, it was different. Was the Royal Mile not as packed? Maybe as
It was as packed, but it was just like the streets off the Royal Mile towards Bristol Square and stuff weren't
Mm-hmm.
as rammed.
right. Okay.
Tell
me this: did you hit oink?
I didn't hit Oink. I hit the Buffalo
fucking-
Truck 3 days in a row though.
Tell me more.
Man, the Buffalo Truck is. We'll be asked this at some point probably. What's your death row meal? Buffalo Truck Edinburgh.
Well, it was. I think one of the questions today is about it, right? Go.
So it's a. I've talked about this many things before.
Not the
it's
buffalo
a
truck with me,
fucking deep fried like buttermilk chicken breast or chicken thigh
right?
burger, right?
Oh, now it's ringing a bell now. Okay.
Buffalo sauce, blue cheese sauce, lettuce, brioche bun.
Oh, sweet motherfuck.
Like, I got to Edinburgh and I was like, I'm going to that Buffalo truck and get us and McCann. Like, let's go and get Thai. I'm like, suck my dick, Thai. I'm going to get this fucking greasy. It's not greasy. It feels like a it's going to sound like a healthy burger as I cough up a week worth of fucking bubonic Edinburgh plague. I can't even talk to people when I'm eating them.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I like, don't look at me. Like, sauce
Seriously,
everywhere.
went 3 days in a row, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my day.
And the third day, it actually wasn't the best. It was like it was my wee farewell burger.
Right.
And didn't taste that great. But then I might have just got used to it, I don't know. But McCann had one and he was going, oh, great fucking...
Oh, yes, sir.
What
So,
else did he? It was that and hot dogs and pizzas.
You didn't go to Wings there, no?
Didn't go to Wings. Wings is overrated. Personally, I think it's overrated.
It's lovely for what it is. It's chicken wings.
But
And
there's
tell
so
me,
many fucking... I got a truffle oil mac and cheese.
Oh, I love it.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
That sounds, I am fucking starving.
I'm hungry myself. I'm not... I'd say hungry. It's more of heartburn.
No, I'm starving.
Because I am dying.
Oh, aye.
Treated myself and herself the wee night in the Galgorm yesterday.
That's right, aye.
Spent £600, Connor.
Good man, good man.
Aye. Now, if my landlords listen to this, you remember if I don't pay the rent this month?
Tell me this now, when you're spending £600, you're talking all-inclusive and, you know...
You're talking a room
Uh-huh,
and your dinner,
right.
breakfast,
Uh-huh.
a hot tub
Uh-huh.
with other people. So I spent £600 to sit in other people's pish and drink
You're sitting with other
overpriced
people?
Prosecco. Yeah.
So how many does it hold, the hot tub?
Probably get about 8 people in it.
Was that it?
I don't know when we were
For the
fucking...
Galgorm?
We were... No, there's loads of different hot tubs. Like,
Oh, fuck, I was thinking
yeah,
eight people.
but we were like straight in, like fucking... All right. Like,
You can't, like, you not book one for yourself, no?
well, you could do, but then that's probably an extra fucking £400.
Jesus.
Like, it was insane dear. Like, we went... I booked it for New Year's Eve. I probably talked this in the podcast
You
before.
should have put a shout out, because I'm nearly sure we have a couple of patrons who are
I
working
know I
at
should
Galgorm.
have. But it was a last minute thing. I was like, fuck it, let's go Monday. Fucking
Oh, baller.
baby. And now I'm like, you want me to suck your dick, man? Like, I was skint.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I was driving here from the Galgorm with a hangover, and then my fucking... Do you know what? No one told me this after when I bought an Artie. They need oil all the time, like babies. Like,
Right.
you need to put oil in an Artie the way you put milk in an infant.
Why?
Like, I'm guessing it's because it's a high performance German
That's
machine.
probably what it is. Yeah,
It just
yeah,
uses
yeah,
plenty
yeah,
of oil.
yeah. But yours isn't that old. It's 2016.
Nah,
so-
but it's the way I drive it, sir.
Right, aye.
Flan, boy.
Flan.
Well, no, I've heard that apparently they are notorious for you need to put oil in them.
Well, we'll come back to
On the reg.
Galgorm in a wee second. Tell me, what was the best thing, or who was the best you watched?
Man,
at the
I only
Fringe?
saw one show.
Oh, fuck
Went
off.
and saw Jamon.
All right. What is he like live? Is he as
exquisite,
good
man.
as...
He is a joke. I don't want to ruin this for anybody, but I can't stop telling people the joke. He says...
Now you're going to attend.
There's two jokes he does that I'm sorry if you go see him, it's ruined.
Don't do it. You wouldn't like somebody else to do it to you.
I know, you're right.
A new show.
Can I do one of them?
Go on.
One of them, he's talking about having to homeschool his kids. And he goes, it's terrifying when you find out how much your kids don't know. And he goes, like, I found out my son didn't know what a double take was. And I was like... Phenomenal, like... He's so silly.
It's just fucking... the delivery is always
Man,
just...
and he was, you know what the thing was too? He just had a fucking page beside him and he's just ticking boxes, like,
Yeah.
getting it ready for
Done.
a tour.
Yeah.
At the Fringe, sold out, making money. You go, that's the dream.
That
there.
is
Like,
the dream.
That's the
That's
absolute dream.
Absolute
Hang
dream.
about with your mates for a month, stay in the same place, and go, just going to make this funny.
He's silly, but there's times when there's jokes that have so many layers.
Oh my God, man.
McAleer's the same. Kevin McAleer's the same. He
Yeah.
could write a bit, and you're like, fuck me, there's
But even the way he'll, like,
points to that you never see.
yeah, he'll not say anything. Do you know what I mean? He'll just keep doing it until you laugh. And then when you think the laugh's over, he'll do it again. Like
That's
he can make a crowd go, like, and because he'll be doing that. Dude, that'll be a 5-minute Jamon bit.
That time McAleer came on dailies, and I forgot to tell him that it was a push-handled mic. You know, to go up. So he went to go to do the twisting thing he normally would do, and he couldn't get it. And I'm not joking you. It must have been about 3 to 4 minutes, as you know. That's a long time.
Aye.
Where he just they ought to be touched. Never said a word.
Aye.
Had the place in fucking stitches. Just
Amazing.
the whole time he'd look up and then he'd look at the thing and and then eventually when I got to the thing, he just went. And just like
yeah. He used to open by going. He would just like get to the mic and go. It's amazing.
All the time.
There's something about watching comedians like that because I've been thinking about this recently, right? Where I love comedians that like have can make fucking comedy out of dark things with a point and all sorts of shit. But there's an amazing skill to make a great bit of stand up out of absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I've for ages been trying to work on this bit about how I hate self-service checkouts, and I watched Sean Walsh do it 300 times better, and I'm like that's beautiful.
Yeah. And that exactly what happened to you with Sean Walsh is why I don't watch comedy.
You should.
I should, but I also then you never. You know what I mean? It's like I've done. It happened to me so many times where I'll have a topic that in my head, right? Okay, if I got a bit, I'm going to try and work on it. And then, like McCann did me one time with Chappelle. Now this is not obviously in the same level, but Chappelle
had being black or something.
Chappelle had a bit about transgender stuff we were talking about, and because our family, obviously, a family member going through it and sort of thing. So I had been thinking of stuff, and then you see that and you go, nah, not touching it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can't, even though mine's is a lived experience, I can't touch that. I can't do what he did. But if I didn't know it existed, I could have just plowed on my own thing.
But then just pretend you don't know it exists.
But I can't.
Do you know what I mean?
I can't block it out.
That's a weird thing. I know you're coming from too, because I've had that where like, I can't talk about, like, because Geddes has a bit about going to IKEA with his wife,
right?
And it's a real quick fucking thing. And I was like, fuck, I can't do a bit about going to IKEA. But then I went to IKEA with my girlfriend. I was like, I'm fucking writing a bit about this. Yeah. And I've got a 10-minute bit.
Because that's why, because it's an actual experience.
It's natural experience.
Yeah. But then I just.
Man, it's all about living your life, living your truth. Do you know what I mean?
live your own life.
Yeah, exactly.
And be the best you know.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, laugh. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Thankfully, I've managed to banish all from our house now.
Trans people?
Yeah. not allowed even on the property.
Get that fucking hang out of here.
No. Well, we have a. What do you call it? What's the opposite of a transvestite? As in, what do you call somebody who undresses instead of dresses up?
What?
We have one of them. We're going through a phase at the moment of a child who, I don't know if she's aspirations to be on a pole, but
do you know any poles?
I know a few. Doesn't want to.
Was Ruby stripping off?
Stripping off. Doesn't want to keep clothes on, which is hilarious.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Racist. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
You're one of mine, or both?
Fucking a white nationalist over here.
The white nationalist. Anyway. Yes, that just reminded me. That's a.
So what's the process for stopping Ruby getting naked then?
Put her inside the fucking house.
Right.
There is no process to stop it. Because the more you mention it, the more she wants to do it.
Right.
The more you We've ended up having to. I don't want to bore you, but we've ended up having to buy specialized fucking onesies.
Right.
That are zip up the back and all that sort of stuff because to stop access to fucking areas she shouldn't be at. And like they're terrible. We at least were putting a t-shirt over the top of it so it didn't look. But she won't keep the fucking t-shirt on. Anything she can get off, she'll take off.
That's probably just roasting too. Like
so she can't get She can't get that off. Well, we thought she can't get that off, but she looks like fucking Danny DeVito in fucking Batman Returns. Do you know what I mean? Because she's a big unit, like, and them onesies do not do any justice to her, like. So here we have fucking the Penguin now has right.
Oh no, don't.
Do you know what she's doing now? Fucking Hulk Hogan is. She's ripping the whole fucking these fucking specialized onesies like 30 quid a go, and she's just tearing it like she's coming into WrestleMania. Fucking just like get you into that fucking house, you fucking.
You fucking harlot.
Fucking trying to fuck your bean in the middle of the garden. Get into the fucking house with you. Oh, my.
Only I know it wasn't so hard to go through. So fuck me.
Oh, it's my fucking weekend.
Trying to flick your bean in the middle of the garden. Fucking fapping the clam for herself there. Fuck's sick. ripped on one of them ones. God love her. God love you, Ruby. Ruby's all right.
Ruby's grand. She doesn't give a flying
Ruby
fuck.
doesn't give a flying one.
She doesn't give a fuck. But anyway, so that was...
I still think you hotbox her in a car one day to see what happens.
Just to say, I don't know. Can you imagine that?
Just slows her. She's like, Father, thankfully.
Oh. or then it progresses on to free love. She becomes a proper hippie.
Potentially. I don't know what hippies.
Jesus, I don't know. So anyway, apart from that, I
Aye.
don't know where I got to that one. I don't know how we got there.
Flicking your bean in their front garden. That's a Tom Waits song, though,
Isn't it?
It's the Smiths. Why you constantly flicking your bean in the garden of my...
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. So I feel sorry for the... Like, she's constantly talking to people who walk past, like the walkers and the runners. Runners are okay because they'll run quick past her. But the walkers, she sometimes then will call them over to give them a show. And they'll come over. Like, women will come over and go, hello. And I'm going to go, move. Just fucking walk. Keep walking. Keep walking.
Ruby's like...
Keep walking.
This Sunday on Flickomania, brother! That's how... Does that count as doing an impression of a person with... No, it doesn't. That's all right, isn't it?
No.
That's okay. Just double checking.
It was Hulk Hogan you were doing there?
I know. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's a minefield. It's always a minefield.
I know. It is a minefield. It's a weird one. And
because I'm always just waiting for the day where I say something, you go, that's too far now, Mick. I'm like,
that was last year. We've passed that line already. I probably did that. At this stage of the game, I don't give a fuck. I don't think there's.
Speaking of flicking the bean, though, I have the hangover, Hogan. So you fucking
giddy up.
Be careful before you
I
get.
was gonna say. I mean, it's only Tuesday.
Get a wee 4-incher in your gob.
Get a wee.
Come at you with the flying dick.
A wee pre-warm up to Wet Wednesday.
I'll be ringing myself asunder when I get home. Telling you now. Pulling the belly of myself. Turning myself inside out.
You couldn't be horny after a fucking night in the gal gorm,
I'll tell you what,
boys.
Prosecco does not get me the ride.
Oh no.
Prosecco gets me sad.
A little bit of the trouble.
And then, yeah, me and this girl here have to go home. All right, pet.
She never let you down, but
I'm telling you,
she's always there. Well, in fairness, she's
been
sick. She's been sick for a while.
I know, yeah. Now she's fucking all brand new.
Right.
She's like, let me at him.
Let me at him. You never take me out anymore.
Take me off the bench, coach.
What were you going to ask me?
Have you ever wanked your left hand?
Nah. Waste of time.
Can't do it.
Nah. It's all right. The only time you would really need to do it if you're flicking on to the next video.
Aye.
That's just to keep the momentum going. You know what I mean? But that's a bit.
So you're trying to get remember the old school trying to take a fucking tape out?
Me and McCartney were talking about this last week. I mean, the young ones today don't understand that. Like, we used to have a 10-minute clock.
The free view, like
It was a countdown.
Yeah.
Like, that was like you were actually. I don't know. They should have made a fucking program with it. You have Gogglebox now. You should have, like, in the 90s, if there was a fucking TV show watching 15-year-old boys on Sky and the 10-minute free view, how many times they could knock one out in 10 minutes. The world's records. The records would be broken.
The thing about it is too, it's done us all a disservice because that's why we're all premature ejaculators.
Yeah, had to get it done 10 minutes.
You had to get it fucking smashed away.
3 in 10
yeah,
minutes.
I'm the same. Even like when I moved back into my man and dad's house, every ride had to be a sneaky one.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's taken me a long time to sort of find my flow.
You know, time to let your man watch.
Yeah. Well, not a long time. It was a long time before they were like, okay.
Go on ahead,
I was like, please, Molly, watch me. Watch me. Like I'm on a trampoline. Dolly, look, Dolly. Daddy, you're not looking. Dolly.
Bouncy, daddy.
I am looking, son. I am looking.
Use your left hand.
Daddy, put the camera up. You've been framed. No, what?
Yeah.
I don't remember going to bed last night, you know.
Do you not?
I had 4 old fashions with a mistake.
By mistake?
No, with mistake.
Oh, with your steak?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also ate the one with ham hock. She wasn't hungry.
What? What about her dinner?
I ate it. That mac and cheese, you don't want that now? I'll tell you a bit of it. I'll get my fork in it.
So
I just went full. It hit a point yesterday where I went, have we millionaires? I'm absolutely not. And I just kept ordering drink. And my girlfriend was going, you need to stop that. I'm all fucking.
When does that stop, Mickey?
Around death, I imagine.
I was going to say, do you remember the night in the Grand Central and the £68 for 2 pizzas?
£62.
£62 for 2 pizzas. That'll live with me till the day I die. You know,
I was thinking them pizzas were a rip-off. Like,
absolutely fucking
Yeah.
rotten. I think they were from Iceland.
there's definitely
But you still
situations where
pay
hotels just see you
£31.
coming. Like,
Oh,
there's,
fucking.
I think there's something about when you get to expensive hotels, they think everybody's fucking minted, so they're like, they'll never check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you didn't. You just went.
Oh, I like to pretend when I'm there. I mean, I took my t-shirt and my jeans and all. Said things like, "Oh, of course, yeah, well, hostile takeover." Trying to blend in.
You
know what
were.
I mean?
You
Wasn't
blended in
really.
so well.
Piss in the hot tub, didn't tell anybody.
No, you just told the
More
whole.
Prosecco, sir, please.
No, you just told the whole Galgorm staff. No,
Yeah.
just listening.
Can you sign for this? Not right now, no. I'm having a shite.
Was it busy the hotel?
I was busy enough, fine.
It always seems to do a fucking right, but a lot of couples.
Aye. One very funny thing is I jumped into the cold plunge
Oh, right.
again. Did that last time as well. And I was sitting trying to like ooze it out like Joe Rogan. And some guy came walking past laughing his balls off, and I was like, I can do this, I'm a man. I'm a fucking man. And he went, you won't be when you get out. How right he was. I got out and turned around.
So that's why nothing happened last night.
When he heard this, how cold it was. I got out and I went, Pat, seriously, feel my dick. And she went to touch my dick and missed. That's how much it retreated. It was like the French during World War I and II. Terrible experience. I'm not back.
You'll be back, surely. You know, rightly, a baller that you are. You couldn't stay away
Aye.
from it. Have you ever stayed in a Culloden? It's apparently.
I haven't actually, no.
It's
Here,
supposed-
it's nice.
No, it's supposed to be that's where Kevin Hart was staying, wasn't it? And that's where
I wouldn't know, he never talked to me.
that's where Van Morrison lives
Aye.
on the estate. But I hear it's fucking expensive. I don't know. There's no like hot tubs and that sort of shit, is there in the Culloden?
I don't know.
Don't know. We're not doing an advertisement for the Cullodens, right? Unless they want to come and sponsor us.
Yeah, unless if the Galgorm want to, like, I don't know, rent the lads out of one of those wee log cabins.
We could make
a hoolie.
we could have some fun making hot tub videos.
Oh my god, man.
I have the perfect thing.
Hot tub wine machine.
Hot
That's my nickname.
I've got the perfect hot tub ditties.
Oh, do
They're perfect for that. They really are. Like, you should see them. You won't see them until we
Would you get the vinegar lids out for a? Would you be?
I was
would you
put
be
I was put on the front cover of Oma Today magazine when my vinegar lids out. I didn't know my vinegar
Hang
lids
on.
were out at the
Hang on,
time.
whoa.
I didn't know they were
There's
out
an
at the time.
Oma Today magazine,
There was an Oma Today magazine.
and it has a front cover,
It has a front cover.
like Vogue.
Like Vogue.
Aye.
And I'm on a...
Oh.
I'm...
Connor Keys talks about what was it?
I'm-
Like 10 ways to help you find the perfect man. It's like, well, there's 1 and 2
Let
right
me,
there.
let me set the scene for you, my friend. I'm in a field of sunflowers
Of course you are.
in a bath filled with ducks, rubber ducks,
On your period too, playing tennis.
wearing a... do you know the old-fashioned bath hats you would have seen?
Aye.
Wearing one of them and nothing else.
What?
Now, what I didn't realise was a couple of the rubber ducks fell away to reveal said vinegar lid. Now, any other decent human being,
Only needs the 1 duck, but a couple of ducks.
a couple of ducks fell off. You know what I mean?
So why?
And
Why?
because I had come up with a genius idea of a community festival, and we were running a community festival, and it was a very one of the things in it was a duck race, where you would sell the ducks and would put the ducks in the river, and there would be a race, and this was to advertise that.
Uh-huh.
But again, like I say, any decent photographer would have cropped said vinegar lid,
Aye.
but no, I got it in the front cover. So every mate I have,
And do you still have that?
everybody that I know has that.
I'm going to Google Oma Today and see if there's anything good.
Nah. Somebody else send it to you because some cunt has it. Like,
Please
I mean,
do.
but my mate Bundy sends it to me like at least 3 times a fucking year. Like. Do you remember this? Whenever you'd see you doing something well, he goes, just don't forget, you were in a bath full of ducks.
Connor.
Thankfully, I don't think that it'll be logged within a website.
You never know, no?
That's
No,
quite
well, there's
possible.
you. Was that you in a big thing of balloons?
Probably. I don't know. Mickey, I'm all over the place.
That's not you. Who the fuck's that?
No, that's the big fat boys at from what is it? Wheel of Tyrone or what do you call it?
Oh, that fucking...
The reality,
Yeah.
basically the culture version of Towie.
The only West Tyrone or whatever
Only
it was.
way is
Yeah.
yeah. So no, so yes, I have had my vinegar lids out before.
I don't think I've ever had my nipples used as promo. I have been topless. I have, sure. I fucking, the photo shoot took me eating KFC, hungover in bed.
Yes, but I don't think this was. When you say promo, I don't know if people went, "Oh fuck, I'm going to buy that now when I see that."
Aye.
I think if anything,
That
it had the
reminds
opposite
me.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, it's the same with me. If I'm on top of, like, people would look at the photo and go, fuck, that reminds me, I need to bulk. You know what I mean? So you said if the comedian's boxing was to ever happen, would you go tops off? Would you wear a wee vest like an amateur boxer?
Oh, it'll be vest. Like.
Would you go vest?
If you get one to fit me. But if there was, I don't know, if it's charity boxing, I would definitely want to be losing weight for it.
We also
would have to
haven't
train
had
for it.
I
So
don't know if anybody's contacted the rest of the comedians.
I don't
about it.
think they want to do it. No,
I don't think our shirt if that's going to work.
don't think it's going to work.
Suppose
So
all
back to
those
the-
fucking people are going to have to die then with no money because obviously
Back
nobody
to the
wants
drawing
to.
board. Can you play football? No.
No,
No.
and I refuse to learn.
Okay.
Obviously my bad wee foot too
you're not
anyway,
going to learn at this stage of your life.
Yeah.
What else? You don't play poker either?
I don't. Can you play charity poker?
Of course you can.
How do you raise money for that?
Well, first of all, you would sell the actual event to people to come and join in.
Who would go and watch a load of fellas playing poker? Bunch of fucking losers. That's who.
Have you never watched the poker fucking World Series or anything?
No, fuck. Of course I haven't. I've watched other things like paint drying and grass growing, but I wouldn't watch fucking poker.
Jesus, you've never lived and you've seen a Vegas fucking
fuck
poker
off.
fucking
No, I'll
finals?
be honest with you. All the time I've saw the odd sort of quick video of
Mahjong.
what do you
doesn't
call
count.
it? David Mitchell's wife, Victoria Corin Mitchell.
Yes. She was playing what?
She has psoriasis as well.
Yeah. She in her hands, is it? Yeah.
I've seen her playing poker the odd time.
Right. She's very good.
Trying
too,
to
apparently.
stack boys
Aye.
with the psoriasis,
Aye.
and she pulls her tits down as well.
You're very misogynistic, Mick.
Not massages. Love
You are.
ditties. She loved ditties.
I love Daddy's too.
Ditties are class.
But
I met her in real life when I was working off with Jack Whitehall, and she just had a baby. She had big milky ditties too, like, and it was distracting as fuck. It was like she was carrying a waterbed right in front of her.
we really didn't need to know that.
I was like,
What else
are
could
you
we do
going to a
then?
children's birthday party with those two big piles of jelly, are you?
What? Apart from putting on another charity gig,
Never again.
I don't want to. I'm
Never do
moving
charity
on
gig
from the
again.
jelly. What?
I would rather get punched in the face than do for charity than go to a charity gig.
Yeah. Oh, no, well,
2023, I'll do a few more. I'm not doing any more this year.
no,
I've
this year,
done loads of them.
this year we've done enough, yeah. But the common market was good. I thought it was alright.
Yeah.
But-
Well, they were all good apart from the one I
oh, well,
was in
that's
charge
true,
of.
yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not the marketing guy. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm the talent.
Yeah. You're
I'm
dead.
the.
raw talent.
I mean, look up. Like we all know what I am. No? I'm a fucking sexual entity.
Deviant.
No, I wouldn't say deviant, mate. I wouldn't say deviant at all. No, I mean, just normal stuff.
Would you be in
You know
vanilla?
what I
Would
mean?
you?
Put my eye right up
Would
someone's
you
hole.
ever listen? Would you ever be into that BDSM shit? Have you ever tried it?
I've listened to a few bits and pieces, but I can't really get into it.
I'm more of a guitar kind of guy.
Well, it's just sort of. I don't know how you would enjoy that live. You know what I mean?
Fuck, imagine watching it live right now. But would you? No.
Nah, it scares the fuck out of me.
I'd say I don't like. That's why I don't have. Well, you've at least had tattoos. I don't like any.
Man, that's a big jump from
No.
fucking ramming a hamster up your hole to getting a tattoo. Like,
Oh, you don't have to ram a hamster and that. You know,
Well,
but,
gently slide.
slide it up. Like, but what I'm saying is, you've had pain before
Aye.
voluntarily. I don't even want to do that. So I wouldn't
Aye,
want
but
to do
again,
BDSM. I'm
again,
like,
if I went into the tattoo part, it was all the guys. What are you after? Something tribal. I go, no. Kick me in the bollocks and call me a bitch. Like I wouldn't be in that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See them the fucking spiky paddle boards and the boys
Aye,
putting their
getting-
ball bag out. There's no curing somebody like that.
There's no.
Where do you go from there? Like,
Yeah. And I imagine it must be a nightmare if you do something like that once and then you're like, there's
Imagine
no
loving
going
it.
back now. Aye. I've told you before. Like I haven't even.
how does
I
one,
haven't even
how
been
does
able to
one
put
not,
my.
How does
own-
one not? I'm not great at biology, but how does one not burst like a fucking prude?
I don't know, man. Precision? Maybe it's training. Maybe there's a specific bit of the ball bag you can kick that just creates arousal.
Maybe I don't know.
There's so many, but I think Pornhub's got a lot to like. There's Joe. Sometimes you be on porn and you're like, oh, this one's kind of boring. Our washing machine looks like I think he's already fixed it, and you start skipping through, and weirder stuff. Like,
It depends. Probably your.
have you ever
algorithm.
seen one where somebody's like anus is gaping?
I've seen one where it looks like the fucking thing out of Alien has come out of their hole.
Yeah, that's not good. Like,
No.
I start getting all that poor woman.
That's what I genuinely.
Do you know what I mean?
I lose.
I hope she get paid double time for that.
I lose all.
Time and a quarter at least.
I lose all. I don't lose erection. I finish it off like, but I lose all.
Oh, well, it's hard not to like.
Well, that's it. But I do something for them. Thinking,
I don't even like it. See if I see somebody spitting on somebody's face, I'm all, "Hey, boy,
behave yourself."
that's enough for that now. There's a queue here. Them boys don't have to lick spit off that doll's face.
And you see, I can't handle retching.
What's retching? Is that where you grab it with a belt?
You know, if somebody's retching, like,
yeah.
like that. So, like, this new generation of blowjobs where they choke the fucking life out of somebody, and then I'm like, I can't.
I'm the same.
So
all spitting all over it.
Spitting all over it, and I'm fucking, then I'm
snotters and all.
Oh, trying to fucking come in the toilet and vomit in the sink at the same time, and you don't know, it's fucking, not good.
That's actually also good. It's a category in Pornhub.
Is there?
Sorry. We, the lads, the last night I was in Edinburgh, there was one of those weird Channel 5 documentaries about, it was about strippers and like cam girls, right, in the States and how much money they were making, and loads of ditties in it, right?
Lovely.
So you had me, Kieran, Geddes, Niall, Kieran's wife, all making fun of it, right? Laughing our balls off. There's another episode came on straight after. We were like, oh, let's watch this one, be great crack. And it was all about gay porn. Nobody spoke. It was like everybody was trying not to get a hard on. Like, you're like, if this fucking thing goes off, that's my reputation ruined.
like it's contagious.
Aye,
your sexuality's going to change.
Sometimes you'd be in mass and you go, fuck, tell you what, it'd be a nightmare to get a hop. Oh, no. Like, do you remember that when you were a teenager? Fucking hell, there'd be nothing. Do you know the only thing could make this worse if I was to get a fucking boot? Ah, fuck you.
Anything? A slight drizzle?
Aye. Now get back to class. No. Not another 4 to 5 minutes, sir, if you don't mind. You wouldn't tell us more about the Holocaust, would you? Ah, fuck, it's making it worse. Do you remember that whole... There was an entire fucking... I remember one time getting a boner while I was having a shite, and it freaked me out for years.
Oh, I'll tell you this. I shouldn't tell you, but I don't give a fuck. I was young. Sure, what would I know, right? So, a mate of mine who listens to this, actually, so he'll be able to vouch this, right? And... So, right, English teacher.
Yep.
And we were 4th year. And do you remember it was around, like, remember being a 3rd, 4th year, and can you remember the first boy in your year that was, like, talking about wanking? You know what I mean? There was always somebody who was a wee bit more further ahead. And I think I was that guy in our class.
Right.
Because I grew up in the fucking park I grew up in. So I was surrounded by 17, 18 older guys who were talking all this shit. So whenever I went to school, I'd be talking. So I remember saying to them, well, yeah, fucking, do you wank? And he goes, no, I do not. I was, of course you do. Fucking everybody does. And I was at that level, and they were still denying it. But I remember getting a hard on in the class, right? And there was a fucking African tribute on the wall, like some, and there was like, the way they used to put up like interactive maps.
Right.
So this country does this, and there was a bag of rice to show this country did that. And a grain of rice had fallen on the thing, right? And do you know the pulse you can do with a hard on?
Oh, pulse. You tense your pelvic floor.
Tension and mover and all that crack. So I put the grain of rice on top of my hard on, right? And said to me, mate, I said, watch this. I can make this grain of rice move. And I made it move, right? And he was like, oh, you fucking wanker. You are such a dickhead. And I looked up and the teacher was staring right at me because I was a class clown, so I was always in the front row. And she's staring, looking at me, and I'm still making it move. I didn't know what to do. We never broke breath.
Remember fucking 10 minutes ago you called me a sexual deviant? And now you're trying to fucking karate kick rice off your dick? In a school? You fucking creepy bastard.
We never... She never acknowledged it. I never acknowledged it. We never properly looked each other in the eye for the rest of the school year again.
Right. In fairness, if you put a grain of rice on my hard on, you wouldn't see the dick. I've never in my life.
That was my first time remembering about that. That's how
turning your dick into a trebuchet.
That's how little I gave a fuck about school, and that's how much I was always trying to perform and fuck about and make people laugh, because I did it to make him.
Write a couple of jokes, because that's insane.
Yeah, he fucking pissed himself. I think he pissed. He'll agree. He pissed himself more about the fact that I got caught than anything else. The joys. Oh, here. Do you remember the other thing? Do you remember last week or 2 weeks ago? We were talking about Fred, there's no bread.
How far did it go?
What do you mean?
The rice. So you're telling me I don't know second.
I was able to balance it on.
At any point was that rice involved in like people here are so poor they can't eat?
Aye.
All they have is rice.
All they have is
and you were
rice.
like, well, fuck with thee.
I was like, well,
Fuck them.
there's a hole in the bag here, and the rice fell out. If they had fixed the holes in the bag, maybe they wouldn't be that hungry.
The hole in the bag isn't for your cock though. You dirty bastard, you.
Anyway, remember we were
Rice
talking
pudding.
but I said there was a conspiracy theory going around our school that one of the teachers there was the daughter of the woman from Give Me Head Peace.
Yes.
And
Olivia Nash?
Olivia Nash, but I was like, no, I couldn't because they're different surnames, blah, blah, blah. Fucking then one of our patrons sent in a message and go, here, my ma taught Anoma back in the day, and she is the daughter of Olivia Nash, but they don't have the same surname. So it was her, and I was like, holy fucking Christ.
Holy shit.
So yeah, so shout out to, well, she was Miss Marcus at the time, I don't know who she is now, but...
Was she... Did you have psoriasis?
So anyway, moving along because it's obviously a Patreon.
did?
No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to talk about
Arthritis?
To be honest with you, I can't remember if she was arthritic or not. I don't know, but yeah. So there you are. And I for years I was like, "This is a fucking stupid conspiracy theory." Turned out it was true.
She'd be up teaching all of a sudden better rice. Fucking.
I couldn't flick it.
Did it just stay there then? It
moved
didn't
up,
roll off
just
or
mo-
anything?
No, just up and down. And the worst thing is, it was black trousers too, so white grain of rice in the black trousers, and I'm sitting I'm sitting down here, and it's moving.
Whole legs like that.
That was
What do you do there?
right
Tensing my cock, right?
literally up there.
Tensing me dick a wee bit.
You know, there's times where I forget some of the stuff I did at school until I meet some of the fellas and they remind me of the things.
I
Like the
remember
time
being...
I went into a science class early
Aye.
to fall asleep in the cupboard, right? So that I would come out mid class and scare the shit out of everybody, but I forgot to wake up. So when I came out of the cupboard, it was the wrong class. It was a different class. Boys about 4 years older than me jumping out going, oh! And I was like, oh, fuck, sorry. And then walked out.
I forgot to wake up. Fuck me. Should be the tagline
Here.
to The Matrix.
Should you not be impressed the size of me that I get into a fucking cupboard of any kind? But
I know, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about you turning to your mate and going, I've got rice on an erection that I've got from... I'm sitting beside you with a boner. Like, I'm also having a mild flashback because I'm hungover. I remember the first day we had PE, and one of the lads in our class had, like, developed...
yes.
But he developed dick first.
Okay, right.
So there's just this 11-year-old boy walking around with a fucking man's cock. I was terrified. Never got over it.
I would shock you right now.
Oh, man. And it was round about, like... It wasn't... That was
Kind of like you now.
Yeah. It's the opposite now. It's a grown man with a baby's dick.
No, what I'm saying is because you shave everything. That's basically what you were like back
Yeah,
then.
I hadn't shaved it for a while.
Oh, right.
I grew a wee bush there for a
Oh,
second.
did you?
Aye,
A bit of nostalgia.
Aye, and I got rid of it there now the odd day, and I had to trim my beard. Cause I've realised in the heat, my beard grows faster than it. I know that sounds mental, but
It's probably some science behind it.
genuinely fucking, I feel like my beard grows exponentially whenever it's warm. So I did a full fucking all over the place yesterday.
Nice.
Clogged the sink.
Uh-huh.
And then I started the beard.
I don't know why. That's so fucking fun. I know. It's just... I think it's just because I just genuinely wasn't expecting it. I mean, it should have been. I think that's annoyed me the most.
I'm so hungover, man. I swear to God. I can't wait. That's me back off the drink again. After the,
Oh, for fuck's
after the last couple of weeks, man.
That's the other thing. The night in Castleberg, you need
Yes.
to remember what you say when you go on stage. Because every comedian all turned to each other and went, fucking Jesus. She went up on stage and you were like, oh, I'm so fucking hungover. I'm so hungover. I'm dying. I'm fucking... Remember your dad and your
Aye.
auntie was over and all
Yes.
that stuff. I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. And then in your material, it's like, the last 6 weeks I've been off the drink trying to stay clean, you know?
No.
And everybody in the room went, he just said he was fucking
I know,
hungover.
but everybody should. That's fucking Tyrone one's being fucking pedantic, whatever that
Oh,
means.
listen
Do you know
to
what I mean?
what you say.
You're allowed to go, I've been trying. I've failed.
It's the attempt that
You know what
matters,
I
I
mean?
suppose, yeah.
Yeah, did my best. And also, you can go the last 6 weeks apart from last night. Like, it stopped yesterday.
You just didn't give any explanation, lad. You just said I've been off drinks last 6 weeks after saying you're extremely hungover.
I couldn't stay hungover.
So what else happened over the weekend? When did you get back from Edinburgh?
Friday morning.
And then died all day Saturday, did you?
No, because it was in Bangors Friday night.
Banger Friday night, that's
Banger
right.
Friday night.
Good crack.
Best thing I've ever done.
Mighty.
Absolutely amazing. One
Where was
woman
it?
in the front
What was
row
the-
hated me from start to finish.
Oh, was that right? Mm-hmm. What was the...
May have been the fact that I picked on her, told her she was wild good looking, that I'd buckle life at her. I didn't say the word buckle life at her, but I just said...
You were just being pervy?
I said Gillian... I was... So, basically, right, it's now, this isn't Bangor Football Club, this isn't Bangor, this is Bangor.
Oh, right,
We're getting-
okay,
right?
yes, different
So
approach.
it was the open house festival.
All right, okay,
Right.
yeah.
And beautiful marquee, gorgeous night, sun setting, fucking lovely and warm. So they got me and Jordy are in this wee tent. It felt like a sultan.
Don't be insulting them.
I was trying to think of something there too. So you can sort of see them all coming in, but it was a bring your own thing.
Right.
And the reason you could tell it was Bangor, because it was bring your own, you could hear corks going off.
Oh, yes, okay, yeah.
So that was the first thing I was joking about when we got on stage. Was like, you know, it's a different caliber of people when the carry out's going, pow, 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 pow. More fizz, dear. Pow, pow. And there was a girl in the front row called Gillian, and I was like, she was wearing her jacket around her shoulders without putting her arms in the sleeves.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, have you ever met a Catholic before? All that sort of stuff. And then I realised she was very attractive. And I went, I actually shouldn't be talking to you, you're a fucking ride. And then I was like, woo. And then she fully was like, and then the entire way through it.
Well,
to the point where I was like, not to quote Patrice O'Neill, the fact that laughter is contagious should have made her crack a smile, because I was killing it, sir.
But you objectified her, Mick?
I wasn't objectifying her. I was merely saying in my working class way that she's a very attractive lady.
You see, you added in the working class.
You're making it sound worse than it is.
Yeah,
you just didn't like me.
But it does happen that if you say
Oh,
if you get a person and even if it's not a slagging thing or whatever, it just all it takes for them not to and they'll not come round.
Yeah. Fucking Kieran Bartlett sat in the front row of one of the Edinburgh shows and didn't laugh once at me. My own flesh and blood.
Just staring you at my fucking head.
Mate. That's big.
I was down in the big city of Strabane on Friday night for the big massive podcast. They had their live show.
Let's not talk about other podcasts.
It was good crack, actually. Fucking wild. You know, Strabane, we definitely should chat to Ronan about a big night in the Fir Trees, you know, a big comedy night, because there's so much crack. The fucking women at it, and like,
Chat to me.
to the point where I said to them, because we were at the back watching, like, there was taxis coming, there was 250 or 270 people at it.
Aye.
And like I thought there was a wedding on. They were that fucking glamorous and done up. I was like, what? They're not coming for the fucking podcast.
See that wee bit just on the border?
We have it a bit.
Everybody's
normal,
mad for
but
that. They're mad for getting dolled up. Like,
They love the dolling up, but this was a podcast.
aye.
And it was fucking. And then there was music on all afterwards. And if you ever get a chance, I'm going to give him a shout out. Go and listen to Glenn Hark's music, if you hear him.
Aye.
And he's got, like, people say I've got a gravelly voice. He has got the fucking, like, to die for voice.
Aye. Like a rich person's driveway.
My fucking God.
Polished gravel.
He would. The knickers would drop clean off.
Uh-huh,
So he was playing afterwards. And I was like, fuck,
Like a
if I'd have
decent
known.
grave.
That,
Gravel. Yeah.
You should listen. Check him out. Go
Like
and
Fred
Hark's-
Flintstone's carpet.
Hark's music online, so I didn't tell him I was going to do a shout out, but I will, because it's fucking unreal. But whenever I heard that, I was like, oh, why is this a fucking Friday night?
Aye.
A Saturday night, I'd have been staying. There'd have been a wild session.
Aye. I was kind of I was going to say I was jealous that I didn't hang around in Bangor, but I wasn't.
You were
I
glad
was
to get.
so knackered after the Fringe, like,
Nah.
so tired.
In fairness to you, like, I'm surprised you fucking did the Bangor gig. I guess, you know, with the fact of being 4 or 5 days of fucking
Aye,
non-stop
like
drinking.
it is insane how really, really quickly when you get to Edinburgh, you go, oh, I can't tell the difference. One night I was going, I can't get drunk. And it was purely because I couldn't tell the difference between hungover and drunk, because it had just been a constant fucking
Blur
thing.
away. Oh, man. We'll maybe investigate a deck chair and yums.
I'm never going back to this. Fuck
Deck
it.
chair and yums at the Fringe next year.
Man, if there's a way to do the Fringe affordably, I would
Yeah.
100% go back, because you're a better stand-up at the end of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's another part of me that goes, it's fucking insane to keep going over there and having to keep fucking flying, hoping someone's going to come in. And it's all sewn up. Do you know what I mean? To me,
That's what I was
it's
going to say. I
kinda
mean,
like,
I learned very within day 2 of going there when you realise you're an actual drop in the ocean.
aye.
You know, when you come over from here and we're kind of small and there's,
Yeah.
you know, you can count like, we'll say, a couple of dozen comedians or whatever. You go over there and you go, oh, fuck, right, okay, this is where we're at. You're nothing in the
Aye.
grand scheme of things. But so then I automatically got that out of my head. I never got this thing about, oh, somebody's going to see me. It was a case of, right,
See, no,
can
every
we
year,
get better?
Every year I would get there and go, come by this time.
No,
And then you get a 3-star review on the third day and you go, fuck this entire fucking place.
No, I've
I'm
never.
getting all these chicken burgers.
I genuinely went there to get better, but again, I was only there for fucking, you know, whatever. It wasn't a show. It wasn't in a show like you're doing or whatever. Like, but
You should go back, man. You be as good as me one day. Fuck, that's pointy.
I was going to say, man, that's a fucking dangerous thing to be at, flicking
That's
your
like a
aloe vera.
shuriken. It's like a tomahawk, that. Jesus wept.
I thought you,
Fucking cut a steak with. My word.
I don't know what you said there.
That's a shuriken, a ninja star.
Oh, right,
Aye.
okay. I thought you were talking about because of Paddy McGahey from Risharican.
Hello, we don't know.
Al Paddy was asked about you, by the way. On
Was
Thursday. No.
Fuck a wild cunt.
Roy actually got
Me and
up.
Roy Walker did a Jaeger bomb one time together.
Roy got up and complained about you inadvertently. Or slagged you off inadvertently.
Without mentioning me.
Yeah,
So how do you know it was me?
because I knew you did the same gig.
And what happened?
Foil, funny on the foil,
Uh-huh.
and he was on. He was the last act, and he said every act before me went out and went, "Hello, Derry, London, Derry." I said, "Play my good on." He says, "I just went, no,
I didn't.
I'm not doing that." You said you did.
No, I didn't. I went out and said hello, what's up, motherfuckers?
Apparently every act did it, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't want to say nothing." But Mickey was there at that one.
I absolutely didn't do that. And Roy wasn't watching me because he was using my deodorant. Fucking scabby bastard. It was a roll-on too, he didn't give a fuck. Standing in his pants, and do you know, here's something about Roy Walker, I'll tell you right now, if he's slandering with me, right?
He didn't mention him.
I'm saying he was in great shape for a 70-year-old as he was at the time, right? But he had no qualms at all with just standing in his boxers when people were running about, fucking putting makeup on, testing mics like that. If we're wearing a pair of boxer shorts, I'm telling you now, we're from Mazda.
Good man, by George.
Aye.
Hey,
And him, middle class. Now, working class.
maybe it's two sons. He was saying, stand-ups.
Yeah.
Aye.
There's the good one and the bad one. I can't remember which one's which.
I didn't know.
Apparently that's the way it goes.
Is that the way it is?
One
right?
of them's a good one, one's a bad one.
Okay.
I remember gigging with one of them at the comedy store. We were both doing open spots.
Right.
And he was like, I used to headline in here and I don't know what the fuck happened. And I was like, you the bad one? Like,
So yes, we're back now on our full swing. We're gonna talk about guests in the next coming months.
yeah, there's merch coming out.
Merch
I'm
we're
sorry
gonna-
this is a hungover one as well where I'm all fucking sleepy and tired.
Well, I think we've ended up doing like way longer than we normally do.
I don't even know what time we started.
I don't even know what time we started either.
1 hour? Oh, deadly. Fuck, let's go home. Fuck you, see you later on.
So actually, we've done exactly what we normally do.
Aye. So yeah, obviously tour tickets are available, shine.net, Waterfront
How
Hall
many
available.
days have you left?
4, 5?
4?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm in Daly's this Friday.
Dailies and Friday sold out. Sorry, folks.
Oh, sorry. And then I'm in Cold Rain Saturday. Not sold out. Get involved.
Get on that.
Maherfeld sold out.
Yeah.
Ballymena is not.
Sold out. Okay.
Love Ballymena.
Ballymena will come around. I know, right?
Love
Never
Ballymena.
let us down.
Had a great time.
Never let us down
I ain't
before.
never been there.
Yes.
Do you know where I have Ballymena in my sense of regard? High. Ballymena High. I always said to myself.
That's what I would.
Ballymena High.
Can we just shout out that obviously the quality is going to be a lot better than that on the night?
We can't guarantee that. Because if it's based off fucking our man Castledurg, I'm gonna have to go back to the call centres.
Castle fucking, you fucking killed us. You did right.
I know, but you know.
You know. Knock. You just want somebody to tell you done well, didn't you,
Yeah,
son?
I do that.
Just because nobody else
I'm
tells you.
hungover and needy. Anyway, you know the crack. Follow us on social media. Tell your mates. We're on the Patreon, answer questions.
Enniskillen, we'll be in Enniskillen. I won't be there, or you won't be there, but me and Shane and McKerney's new club. So we're Enniskillen if you're
yes.
about end of the month, last Friday of the month.
Lovely.
Check that out.
See you later.
Bye.